In Part D, we will examine the effect of taking out a brand new mortgage in the middle of an existing mortgage. So let's say that Pat and Sam, who are 8 years into paying their mortgage already, they decide that maybe they want to open up a new mortgage right now and pay that out over 30 years. And they have the same 4.8 interest rate that they had back in Part C. Is this a smart idea? What will their monthly payment be? Will they save interest in the long run compared to what they still owe on their original mortgage, or will they pay extra interest, and if so, how much? I'd like for you to take a minute to see if you think this is a good idea. Should Pat and Sam continue making their payments for 22 more years, as scheduled in Part A, or should Pat and Sam stop right here 8 years in and take out a brand new 30-year mortgage and make these new lower payments for 30 years? In order to solve this problem, we're going to use the same formula as before. Present value equals payment times Annie. The only adjustment we need to make is on N. Since they're taking out a new 30-year mortgage, the value of N will change to 360. Pat and Sam will make these monthly payments for a total of 30 years as opposed to 22 years in the previous questions. The interest rate will remain the same as in Part C. We will convert the 4.8% to a decimal by making it 0.048 and dividing by 12 since there's 12 months. So our N we'll place into any formula is 360 and our I is 0.004. The present value of the annuity, that remains $263,316.83. Let's solve for PMT. In order to solve for PMT, you'll first need to calculate Annie. I entered the information on screen for you so you can verify that the value of Annie is 190.5976813. So we'll transfer this into our calculation. And our present value remains the same at $263,316.83. To solve for the payment, we will take our present value and divide by Annie. And again, you want to use the unrounded version of Annie that's on your screen. And it appears that our new payment will be $1,381.53. So indeed, Pat and Sam do have a lower monthly payment, but as we've seen in other areas throughout the course, time is a really important variable. Is it worth it to pay this lower amount but pay it over 8 more years? To that end, we'll compare the total value of the remaining payments for their current mortgage in Part A versus the total value of the remaining payments for the new mortgage. If Pat and Sam just stayed put and paid their existing mortgage payment of $1,798.65 for the next 264 payments, 22 years, they would end up paying $474,843.60. That's quite a bit of money. Now, is there any real value in taking out the new mortgage? Well, they would have to pay $1,381.53 more often, 360 times, which would bring them to a total of $497,350.80. it appears that the trade-off for the lower monthly payment is that not only will it take 8 years longer, because remember, we're paying this over 30 years, not 22 years. So they'll be paying off less per month, but they're paying it for 8 more years. But it will actually cost them more. If you subtract the amounts that we just calculated, it will actually cost them $22,507.20 more in interest. So turns out that it's not really a wise idea for them to take out a brand new 30-year mortgage while they're already paid for 8 years.